that thing, you just need to know the next one. And I know you've probably heard it before, but if you imagine, like, you know, you're literally on a staircase in pitch black, and you just know your next action, you take that next step, and that stair lights up just enough for the stair in front of it, so, you know, for you to be able to see it, so you can step up on that as well. A lot of people don't take action because they can't see all the steps, and they just, you know, they get paralyzed and they become overwhelmed. So for me, the goal setting, the big thing for me was when I had really concise goals, you know, set out, I could take massive action. And if you take massive action, as we heard of Eli in the Success Cycle, very famous Tony Robbins, I'm sure you've seen before, but if you take massive action, you can't help but get good or great results, which will feed back into your belief about yourself, and then you'll feel you have greater potential next time. You're going to take more action, and it will you know, spiral, and you know, you will end up flying. For me, I had procrastinated on goals for quite a while. There was a few that I had been putting off because I didn't feel I was truly in control of them. One of them was launching a voiceover training company, which I've been wanting to launch for 3 years. And I procrastinated for a long time over it because the partner that I was going to partner with, she's the owner of a top voiceover agency in the UK, who happens to be my voiceover agent, but I still was kind of thinking I'm reliant on this person, and she was, you know, kind of dragging her heels a bit. I set a goal that not quite like Mark did with the GROWS model, but with the SMART model. You've probably heard it. They've got to be specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and time-bound goals. Time-bound is very important for setting yourself deadlines and holding yourself accountable. But I set a goal in late December that I would have this voiceover company kind of ready to launch and ready to go, so people could buy places on it by the 31st of January 2015. And this is the end of December, so I gave myself about a month to do it. I just took massive action. I set everything up on my own, regardless of what my partner was saying about what we should do. I was like, I'm just going to do this and make it so simple for you that it's a no-brainer. And I remember, I track all my goals. I would recommend people get 2 apps. One's called Workflowy. If you've not heard of it, Workflowy, Flowy. It's a really simple kind of listing app, but it enables you to drill down into your list if you have to-do lists, you know, things to do this week, things to do next month, you know, for all your goals. It's brilliant to track. It will sync with your iPhone, with your iMac, with your MacBook. You'll have your goals with you everywhere. And the other one's Evernote, which I use as well. Evernote's a really powerful app for keeping track of everything. But I remember writing down each step along the way, like I say, just single steps. I remember on the 28th of January 2015, I opened Car for the first workshop that I was going to run, and it made $10,000 in about 35 minutes. And I would never, and it's been consistent every month since, because we do 1 workshop a month, and it takes me 2 days a month of work, that's it. And obviously brought in, well, for myself, about $54,000 of revenue in a year. And I'd been putting that off for so long, and it was just because I was clear on my goals. So everybody, your homework last night for doing your other goals, just do it. Don't just walk away from here and go, I'll do that next week or whatever. Do it before the end of this year. Don't do it at the start of January, be ready to go in January. Let all the other slackers go and get drunk over Christmas. If you hustle now, it's like having a free month, so you can get ahead of everybody else for 2016. So that's number 1, is goal setting. Number 2, was thanks to Mark. So Mark, I used to struggle. If you've struggled with having, like, who was it before? Was it Lewis? Who was it who said they had too much on their plate? And they were saying that their mum had said, oh, you're trying to do too much. Kevin. I bet, but it's, if you've been in that position to say yes, I bet we all have yes. Yeah. Because I used to be very much like that. I was very much a people pleaser, and I used to really kind of, I just want to help everybody kind of, sometimes to my own detriment. And I had a lot of things going on, and I would be making like a millimetre of progress on 10 things at once, as opposed to focusing on one thing and making 10 millimetres of progress, you know, on just the one thing. Mark told me to get a book by Greg McKeown called Essentialism.
And I just wanted to shout out, Ross is an ENFJ. Common ENFJ trait to be a people pleaser and make everyone happy before they help themselves.
Yeah.
What was the book?
So the book? Essentialism. Essentialism. So I would get everyone, if you've not read it, buy Essentialism. Greg McKeown is the author, but it's a brilliant book, and it helps you really just focus on exactly until the 1900s, the word priority was only a singular word. I've said this to a few other people. It was like the Industrial Revolution, and we pluralized the word priority, and people had priorities, which was never really the intention of the word. So this book will help you figure out what your priority is in any one moment, and it will help you focus on the highest point of contribution in order to achieve your goal for that thing, that one thing that you want. And that for me enabled me to say no to things in order to say yes to myself. And I learned that actually, you know what, if you do say no to people in a non-aggressive kind of way and you know, a quite nice way, that they actually end up respecting your time a lot more. And